I know what you're thinking. How can she get away with doing this? More than once? 3 times in one day? Oh my God. 3 times in one day. Wow. If somebody had told me 3 times in one day, I'd be like, wow. It's a long time. No, I'm kidding. I went for a lot longer than that, let me tell you. So let's just to get that out of there. Okay. So welcome to part 3. So earlier I did a nice one earlier, and I do have more canvases, and I was going to do something like really dark and cosmic, and but I went with something lighter, and now I'm going to go for something dark and cosmic now. So I'm going to be playing with my canvas, and we're going to play with paint this time, and we're going to just make it whatever it turns out to be. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun, but we're going to start like we did last time, and my solo cup full of water. I've just changed the water and made it nice and clear again. I've got my leftover paints from my last time that I was on, and showing you, as you can see, that nice little painting in the background with www.kimoverholt.com if you want to see some of the other artwork that I do. That is awesome. And, I take commissions, and I do all kinds of different things in the meantime. And I was doing something kind of this way this time, but now I'll do something this way this time. I think a little paint on it there, but that's okay, because I was just on. It was just like, how can you do that more than once? I can, because it's my channel. I can do what I want. Yeah, and that's the other great thing too. Is like, it's my business. I can, if I want to work on something else, I'm feeling creative today, and I feel like sharing. And why not do a little bit of both, with just giving you something quick and easy to play with too. So again, we're going to take a white canvas. We're going to take a brush that doesn't have paint on it, and we're going to start by wetting our canvas. But this one's going to be a little bit different, because we are going to be playing with maybe. I might have to get paper towels. I grabbed some paper towels, but then I forgot to bring them back when I was cleaning. So wet the canvas first. Wet canvas first. We'll start doing that. Polar bear in the snowstorm again. Polar bear in the snowstorm, you guys. Excellent. Polar bear in the snowstorm. This is the best painting I could ever have done. And everybody who does the polar bear in the snowstorm, they always do fantastic work, And we're going to do something more spacey and kind of like out there. Maybe not even, I might not even, it might even not be of this dimension. Who knows when we get finished with this. The great thing about it is it's your world. You can do what you want. Play with it. Play with it. Don't be afraid to play with it. There's nothing wrong with playing with it. It's natural. It's only natural to play. All right. Wet that canvas. All right. So this time we're going to play it up a little bit. We're going to start with maybe some nice colors to like brighten it up a bit. Now I'm going to try to remember how I did it the last time, because I've done it so many times. I don't know if I told you when I used to do my paint nights. I've done over like 500. I did 500 plus. So I got used to talking to people, and I got used to showing off how to do this. So I do this, but if there's something that you're not sure of, always let me know. And hey, 3 times in a row, why not? Why not? Okay, so we're gonna make a nice dark one this time, and I'm gonna start with some nice dark blue. Should I start with dark blue? We can start with purples. Purples are nice too. I want to kind of get a little purples, a little dark blue going on. So I think maybe I will start with purple. I'll start with, well, you know what? I start with a little bit of red. I'll start with red. I'm going to start with just red on the tip here. And I know I have that little orange spot that's just over in this corner over here. And it has actually more red in it. So I'm just going to go put red in there, just to dip it in there. And my canvas is wet still. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start crisscross applesauce, just make up whatever. You can go a little darker if you want to. Got a little, just go a little bit there. As you can see, as you leave the colors alone, well, you can't see because of the light reflecting, but let me get a little bit closer. As you can see, when you let it sit in the water kind of makes it bleed a little bit, so you get like a cloudy effect going on too. Ooh, and I'm dripping. Ooh, wow, I'm dripping. Okay, so That's kind of a neat effect you can do. As you can see, it starts to just kind of keep on going down and down. You can do all kinds of neat little cloudy effects like that if you want to. If you're just working with white, that's a great thing to do. And I've done many, many paintings in the past where I've kept it nice and light and we don't add much water and we just do that. You can flip it over and look at it. Oh, ooh, ah, oh, the things are going live. Oh, okay, no problem. But like I was saying, you can turn it this way, this way, this way, this way, and you can kind of see. Like if you look real close, it can almost look like little background trees and stuff like that. You can have it like this way, and change this all to like a foreground with something going on here. With a different color, of course, you could use green, have it like a green background kind of thing too. But we're not doing that. Bob Ross says, "It's your world. You do what you want." So we're switching it up a bit. But don't be ever afraid to flip it over or look at it and go, "Oh wow, you know what? I can flip it over like this, and we can play with it this way too." So I can look at I'm flipping it over. I'm playing with it this way. Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of. Should I wash my brush out? Nah, I'll just go straight into this nice light blue, and I'm gonna add some light blue into this. Okay, so I'm gonna go from one side. We're gonna blue, light blue, onto the other. And we can mix it together. We mix the two together. They can blend. Here we go. And as you see, as you crisscross applesauce through it, it starts to change the color, man. The colors, they change, man, into something very ivory, you know? Okay, so you can even have it do it like that. You see? Now I can kind of blend. We're making a nice blend going on. But let me change it up again. Because as Bob Ross always says, always keep your background interesting. Always keep your backgrounds interesting. So we're just going to crisscross across here and change up the shapes in our background here. Because it's neat to keep an interesting background. And maybe even add some extra little colors in there too. See, doesn't that look cool? All right. It's very relaxing to do painting because it allows you to think as you're doing, not just do. You're thinking as you're doing, as you want to create more. Like what do you want to have next summer? And as you're thinking about it and you're blending your colors together, you can come up with all kinds of great and wonderful and weird ideas. Almost looks like sea, like you're under the sea right now with this particular. And I can do that. I can make it look like we're doing a nice underwater even. I've got a couple before I was going to start doing my paint for my own paint nights, not that Yay Maker's paint night. I was going to start doing my own before this whole COVID started, and I had some really great ideas, especially for a nice, beautiful seascape. This is turning out really nice, and I'm going to add a little bit of dark blue into that light blue. Now, add a little bit of water and a little bit of that dark blue. I'm still using the same brush. I'm just going to start in that top corner over here now, because it looks like if I can just blue just lightly here. It might just end up being a seascape. I might do some kind of underwater thing. could turn out to be really interesting. So let's just see. We'll just keep on blending it and see what happens. But sometimes you can just sit here and blend all day. Blending is fun to do. Make you feel like you belong somewhere. You blend in, right? Haha, kidding. I never belonged in anywhere. Never really belonged. Never really blended. I'm kind of just, I consider myself a catalyst. A catalyst. Yes, I like cats. See, that looks really pretty. And now, if I wanted to, I could add like a little bit more dark or a little bit more light on either side. See how this is coming out so nice? Nice little blend. Sometimes things just come out of what you create. Sometimes you go to make one thing and it ends up turning out to be something completely different. Ever had that happen? Okay, so let me rinse off my brush. And I'm going to go into that little bit of red that's there and just play with that a bit. Because, yeah. So I'm going to go back, clean my brush out, and up again, a little red on the tip, and I'm going to just blend it first. I'm going to just put just a little bit into my brush, and then put it back onto the canvas again. Go with another layer. Go a little darker. Don't be afraid. You could make something very, very, very interesting. Or you could be starting off something else completely different. Who knows? See, as you can see, something weird starting to already happen there. So let me add a little more red in there. This is where it gets to how you have a little bit of fun with the paint. You got to play with the paint sometimes. Sometimes it'll tell you what it wants to do. You want it to do one thing, it wants to do something completely different. So we'll just play with it and see what happens. Sometimes it's a matter of you adding the water into it and it just starts moving all the colors around again. There's also something that happens when you start touching the canvas too much, is you get this feathery thing happening too. But there's nothing wrong with that either. And it's all about learning about the nuances of your paint as well. So don't be afraid to ever blend something different or try something new with your paints, because you learn by practice, right? So, oh, I just went into a dark blue. I didn't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to add some light blue. Try not to get the yellow in there. Yellow is one of those colors, once you pick it up, it's hard to put it down. Okay, light blue. Light blue again. Light blue, a little bit of white. Oh, a little bit of water. Okay, Kimmy. Kimmy's getting bold. She's adding some water to it. All right, so here's some more water and some more light blue. And anomalies, that's always nice to have when you get little bits of stuff in there. There we go. And don't be afraid to play with your painting style too. Don't make it just flat, play with it. And again, you see there's like a pilling kind of technique there too. So keep adding to it and playing with it. And eventually something will happen. That'll blow it right out of the water, right? There we go. Ooh. And you get yourself dirty. But it's cool to play with and it's great. I love blending. Blending is like one of the favorite things that I love to do. There we go. That's looking really nice. Alright, how about a little bit more red? Right there. Oh, and again, she adds a little bit of, oh, she's going in without changing the water this time. I better start at the top. Could be dangerous. All right, a little bit of water. This is kind of, This is where it's going to start getting interesting. Okay, what's this? Okay. Gonna put it up on the edge there so that you can get a little bit of the edge there. And sometimes if you get lucky, add a little water and a little paint. A bit dry over here. So look at a little water. Look at all putting a little water. A little water, baby. And make it a little water. Right there. Make it wet. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Now we got some blending going on. Ooh, Captain. Captain says. Love Monkey. Captain Love Monkey. Great. That's good. All right. Blending is always so much fun, especially when you get down into the nitty-gritties of a little bit of blending down here. I'll flip it over. Again, don't be afraid to flip it over and play with it, because you might find something else. You might see something completely different. Add a little water. Add a little water. Add a little light blue. Look at that. That's it. A little bit right there. I need blue. There we go. And it kind of goes into a nice little. There we go. So that's pretty. That's a pretty little blend we got going on here. Let me show you. Whoosh. Yeah, that's very. That's so 80s. Those colors, right? Yeah. Very deep. I love deep purples. I love deep blues. It's always so nice. Here's the thing too. You can paint your edges while you're doing everything else too. Oh. And the best way to do it is like while you still have it some on your brush, just kind of brush it forward on the edges and blends right into your canvas. And nobody sees anything. It blends really nicely. Now, there's all kinds of things that I see when I do this. So when I'm doing this, I can also think about maybe if I want to do something kind of mystical. Something mystical would probably be very pretty in here too. But again, what we can do at the end too is paint the edges black and do that. So that's nice. I think I need a little bit more red over on this side. So I'm going to play with it a little bit more. I'm dipping it into the water again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rinse it out. I'm going to go back into like just red again. Well, it isn't red, but it's more like a magenta. All right. Magenta, haha. Magenta, haha. She says, haha. Okay. Magenta. No water. Magenta. Magenta. Don't be afraid to play with the paint. The paint is your friend. Except for when I was in college and I hated it. I hated acrylic painting when I was in college. I was like, I had to do a project with this stuff and I don't even know. I was so used to using watercolors. And what ended up happening was a lot of the stuff ended up getting kiboshed and I had to play with it a lot. And then until you learn the nuances of playing with acrylic paints. You want to get my gold on the ceiling. I ain't lying. It's just a matter of time before you're stealing. Ooh, ain't no God in my eyes. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Don't be afraid to go dark either, because wow. Because we can blend it. Again, I'm supposed to be making a cosmic scene, so this could be very cosmic still. So the color itself is just blending with the water that I removed and then add it back in. So add more water. That's so awesome. And like you can keep going back and forth until you find a nice blend that works for you. You're like happy with what it looks like. I'm never happy. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of. I'm just gonna go on with just doing it, just going for it, because I love to play with the paint, and you never know what you're gonna come up with. You can come up with some really great blends. It's almost like being inside a wave. Maybe I'm getting a little rounder. I like being inside a wave. That looks cool. I love it. Maybe add some dark blue into it after. I won't get my gold on the ceiling. I could do this on Facebook, I guess. People watch me on Facebook when I'm doing my pours and stuff. But I like to have my channel going too, because it's just beautiful. I like doing things on my own terms. Fascinating, Captain. Fascinating. Do, 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 do. Okay. Ooh, did you see that? Sometimes things come up, then they just. It's like, wow, okay, use it, leave it. It wants to be there. Kind of dividing it into two. Didn't mean to do it like that, but I like how these are blending together. I see so many things. Add a little bit of dark blue. Sometimes you give it a little bit of a jostle and it blends just that much more. Ooh, I'm liking it. Ooh, I like how this is going together. Okay. All right. I like that little bit over there. That really almost looks like some kind of landscape or some sort. What am I hitting? Oh, I'm hitting my thing over here. Okay. Anyways. Ooh, look what I just did. Oh, whoa. Look at that now. Very cool. Totally out of the 80s. I can make it like could be like a scene down here. But I don't want to make it a space scene. So what I want to do, I'm going to start adding some nice dark. I know. I don't want to add darker, but I'm going to. I got to. As much as beautiful as this is, I gotta start making it a bit darker. Da-da-da. Not too much, but I still want to see some of that light in there too. I like the light. I'm a light person. What can I say? I can never go too dark. But I could. I should. Because I'm going to make some nice splatters and stuff. I'll show you. But maybe I won't have to. Maybe I'll just keep blending a little bit more. Just blending a little bit more. Some spot here. All right. Looking good. It's almost there. Just a little spot right there. I'll take some light blue again. One spot right there. And I'm still only using just the one brush. Let me get a little more. I love that light color. I put that through. And get in there. You do a naughty thing. See, I try to make it light and blend it blending nicely, and then all of a sudden it starts to get that dry look again. Darn it. Okay, add a little more water. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm gonna play it a little bit. Almost. Almost. A little bit of red. A little bit of red. Streaks it. I like that. Okay. Am I done? Am I done? Maybe like an alien landscape of some sort. Okay. All right. Nice cosmic. All right. You know what? Kimmy's like, I can't stop myself. I gotta keep going. I see a spot. Oh, I can fix that. Oh, now I just done something else. Okay, now I gotta stop. Stop. You gotta learn to stop. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard to stop sometimes. I know this. I know this to be true. But when you're on the right path, you know when you have to stop. Okay. Stop. Okay. So now with this at this point here, you can either, you can wave, give it a couple minutes to let it dry nicely. That looks very pretty. And you can come up with a design while you're thinking about it, what you want to kind of have in there. And while you're thinking about it, you can paint your edges. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God. Why are you even extending into making more? I don't know. It's my day off. I gotta stay off my feet. The doctor says I'm gonna die. But how many of us truly actually live, right? So while you wait for your paint to dry, you can always paint your sides in. I'm painting mine black. Patience is a virtue when you're painting in your sides. Let me give you an example. I'm using like a nice small brush, and it's a nice small edge. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of black. I'll show you on the edge here. I will go on the farthest edge away from the paint. You see how I'm just on the way, away from my paint. The painting's here, and that's the edge there, and that's the edge here. I'm going to paint it on the far edge, and then I'm going to brush it forward. Okay, so far edge, and then brush it forward. That way, it blends in, and you don't really. You touch the edge of your painting, but you're not touching the edge of your painting because you're still on the side of your painting. You still got all that extra little bit, and you don't see it on the front. It doesn't come up on the front here, it comes up on the side. So again, just a little bit. I'm trying to show you on the side here. So here we go, just on the side like this. So go with that, see? On the side, on the far side, and then brush it forward. So you cover up your paint. Keep it. There we go. You can always fix that later. You can always go and paint it again. But that way, if you don't have to buy a canvas for it. You just paint on your edge, paint it black, and there you go. There's your canvas. There's your frame. There's your frame for your canvas. You painted it in. You don't have to buy one. Just paint in your edges. All the way down to the bottom. While you're waiting for your painting to dry, this is kind of a good thing to do. Just grab a hold of your edges and paint your edges, and then by the time you get done, your main painting is already dry. So, and hopefully you don't touch the painting too much. Don't touch it too much. As I say, I touch too much. And good way to work is like away, and then that's when you get towards there. So yeah, this is the boring part of doing a great painting, is having to do the details. But it makes it so much easier at the end because you have such a pretty looking nice little edge and you don't see it at the front of your canvas. So, and again, I'll show you one more time. That's the front of the canvas. This is the back of the canvas. We're going to the far end of the canvas where it's the back. And you put a little bit on the back of the canvas. There, like that. And then you brush it forward. Kind of like if you have a bald spot and you brush your hair into the one bald spot so it covers it. You don't see it. But if it looks bad, okay, shade. You know what I mean? You can only cover for so long. See? Yes, there. And in the front, it looks like that. You don't see it. Well, it looks nice. It looks nicer when you don't have to look at the bottom. There we go. So I'm going to do a little bit quicker here because my paint will be dry soon. My paint will be dry soon. And I will continue to paint something wonderful for you. If you have any suggestions, always let me know in my comments below. If you want to subscribe, please press my little black button, or whatever, red button, or subscribe button, whatever that little button is. If you don't, that's okay. I don't mind. Not a lot of people like to follow me. A lot of people like me, and that's okay. I don't mind. Gotten used to it. And one person in particular who doesn't like me at all. Probably watching me every second. Probably just because they don't like me. Anyways. And no, it's not you. I know it's not you. It would be flying below my radar, obviously. Oops. The great thing too is you're painting. If you make a poo-poo, you can always do something completely different. Paint right over top of it. Doesn't matter. Right? Alright. And then last not least is the final edge. Make sure you got all your sides done. And then you do your last edge. Ooh. Alright. And if you're lucky, the other sides will be already dry. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Because it's just the sides. It's not like everybody's going to be looking, oh my god, look at the terrible job on the sides. It's a masterpiece, but that fucking stuff she did on the side, that's a wreck. Yeah, don't pay attention to that. How about that? Welcome to my world. I'm being dressed among the stars. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. I love watching paint dry. I know you like to watch. This is how I get my stuff done. This is my hobby. This is my hobby. This is my hobby. Okay. I would have people say, oh, that's a nice hobby. Yeah, it's my hobby. It's my hobby. Be careful if I took anything really seriously. Holy jeez. That'd be dangerous. Wait a minute. When I was a clown, I was a dangerous clown. I took that pretty seriously, too. But being a clown, nobody takes clown serious. Right? Kind of a double-edged sword there. try to be funny and serious, but you can't be serious about being funny. Does that mean you have to be funny to be serious or seriously funny? Whatever. I feel really sad for these times where, there's so many kids out there and getting separated from friends, getting separated. Um, it's sad. All right, anyways. So here we are. Our painting looks beautiful, and we haven't even finished it yet. It's just the color blending just makes it just feel so nice and airy, and almost like you feel like you're above the sky here, and there's a planet here or something. And we could make it into a planet if I wanted to. I could make it into a planet, and we can have some nice galaxies and stuff going on. Who knows? It may be. It could be. It might be like those slight planet things that you can see little bits of something, and maybe that's what it'll be. Because I got an idea. I got a plan that involves you and me and hanging out doing something very creatively. So, it's the Griselda in me. I can't stop sometimes. Okay. Fan brush. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me show you a technique of doing stars. Okay. Anyways, so dip your fan brush. I like to dip my fan brush in the water, get it nice and wet, and then dip it into my white paint. And you can get it wetter again. Get it nice and soppy. And just, oops. Maybe not exactly as I imagined it. No, that's not what I imagined. The fun of life is you never know what it's going to do. Whoops. Not exactly what I had in mind. But you know what? We can always manipulate it to do whatever we choose. I'll turn it upside down. We'll move it around. It could be something completely different. We'll never know. Because my dog's falling over. I would go run it right now, but okay, it's going in the wrong direction. What I usually do when I'm doing my own thing, I'd actually do like this. And that's what I do with my stars. So I should have just stuck to what I usually do and just do that, because that's what usually works. So, I don't know what. Needless to say. God knows. That was fun. Okay, and I'm gonna do your hand, so clean it up there. That's manipulating things a little bit. I might have to change things up a little bit. I'm thinking. Darn it! Okay. So maybe I'll turn it sideways. I'll leave it as is. I'll leave it like that. Yeah. Well, this is what people say. Bob Ross would say is, happy accidents. Happy accidents happen. Let's see what we can do. Maybe manipulate this. Because that's not what I expected. But maybe we can make it into something kind of interesting, just the same. Or maybe it ended up being a complete old mess. And that's okay too. Nobody says it has to be perfect. Nothing in life is ever perfect if you know how life goes. Okay, we'll move in the same direction maybe. That's crazy, man. Okay, I got drips going on. I gotta try something else. Well, maybe I'll add some more colors to it then, because that looks like it's gonna be something abstract now. So let's just got an idea. Got my gold here. Dip it into my gold. Gold. I don't know. Manipulation. I think, okay. Well, the opposite of red orange is like a yellowy green. So, and the opposite of purple, a nice yellowy color. So let's start by in these purpley spots. I'll start adding some gold, gold into the purple spots. Things could change. Abstract. Gotta love it. And the blue has a green, and there's a blue. Opposite of blue is red and yellow orange there. And the opposite of the red and the yellow is a green. Or green? Yeah, green down here. Orange over here, green over here if I want to. I could put something in the center of this afterwards. If I want to. There we go. Alright, so and what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of green on this side and a little bit of orange on that side. Just to play with your eye a little bit. We'll make an abstract today. Oh, this last one here. And I'll change my brushes into something else. I'll use one of these little round pointy things. And get some green. A little water. Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe I'll put that on. Ooh, that's working. Interesting. This should be fascinating. Okay. All right. And then we're going to take the other end. We're going to add the blue is orange. I got some orange in there. Ooh, it should be funny. This should be really funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's take a look at it. We're playing with the last of my colors and see what happens, right? Right there. All right, let's see. Oh. Not what I expected, but hey, we'll play with this. To what end, I have no idea. Exciting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that changed it up quite a bit. And some colors, maybe. We got a little more green. I don't know. Switch it down the other way. See if the water makes it go in the opposite direction that way. And I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. This is the crazy one. All right. I might make a character over top of that. We shall see what we shall see after it's all done and dry. All right. So have yourself a fantastic day. I really should go do something that's useful because this was really, it's a nice hobby. I love my hobby. I appreciate you tuning in to watch me do my hobbies. So, and with that being said, peace out, brother, with a little bit added. I'll be back to give you something a little maybe more interesting, maybe tomorrow.